What's up, nail crew? It's Nicole, your fellow nail obsessed DIYer, and I am so excited for today's video. I am doing a review of Cascade Colorworks. I bought the liquids and a couple powders, and I've been so excited to try these. I've been seeing so many good things about them all over Facebook, Instagram. I saw that one of my favorite nail YouTubers, Rachel at Schmitz, she was one of the owners of the company, and she was starting her own dip company, and I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I have to try these, and it's been long. I know it's been at least a year that they've been open, and now I'm finally getting a chance to try them. I've been lurking in the Facebook group, like commenting here and there in their in their Cascade Colorworks Facebook group and checking out everybody's beautiful manis. And I just, because I have so many colors, so many powders, so many liquids, sometimes it takes me a really long time to try stuff that I've been wanting to, just because I have so many of them. And let me tell you from the start, these did not disappoint. I was blown away by the quality of these powders. I picked the two colors Tulle and Milky Way. Those are the colors that I picked with the liquids that I ordered. I saw the Tulle and it was this gorgeous pink. And if you know me, you know like pink is my favorite color. Whenever I try a new company, I feel like I tend to go back to the colors that I know I'm gonna like, because that just like, I feel like that gives them a really fair shot, because I already know like, okay, this is a beautiful pink. Like I love pink, so I want to try it. And then the other color is this gorgeous glitter. It's like silverish, blackish, different colors of finer glitter. I really like to try at least a solid and a glitter when I'm trying a new company. I feel like it gives you a great idea of their quality. And some of the things that I look for in a dip powder is, how do they apply? Do the solid powders go on chunky? Do they go on nice and thinly? Theirs really checked all the boxes as far as this Tulle powder goes. It went on beautifully thin, applied evenly, was opaque in 2 dips, which those are all things that I'm looking for. At this point, I gotta say, I'm pretty particular. If I'm gonna recommend something, like I wanna make sure that I absolutely love it and that it's the quality that like I will use over and over. So anytime you're watching my channel, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest. If I say I like something, it's because I like it. It is not because I want you to buy it. It is not because I, might be reviewing it and we'll get you to buy it on Amazon. Nope, that's not how we roll here. Like, just so everybody knows. So this pink I decided to do on 2 nails. It was just, I felt like I wanted this like kind of pretty but like punkish, I don't know, pretty but punk looking mani. I wanted to make sure I did full nails of all the colors, because I feel like that really gives me a good idea of how the powders are. Like I said, it applied really evenly, really beautifully. This mani was probably one of the fastest manis I've done in a long time. One, because I didn't do any kind of nail art. I didn't try to do any fancy designs. I wanted to keep it really, really simple so I could give these a really fair shot and make sure that, it wasn't like some user error because I was trying to do some fancy design and messed it all up. So I did not do that. Whenever I'm doing solid nails in my mani, I like to top with clear right away before I move to the glitter. Brush that off and activate it. This way, since I am so messy, I don't end up getting glitters contaminated into my clear or into my solid nails as best that I possibly can. Like, minus if there's any in the clear that somehow got in there, I at least know, okay, like I have the best shot possible of keeping those solid colors solid and not having the glitters from the other nails in them. I know everybody doesn't do that, but if you've watched my videos for a while, like, I'm a pretty messy dipper and I've spilled so many things. Like, I leave that in a lot of my videos. I usually end up spilling, which I don't think that I spilled during this mani, but honestly, I can't remember. I spill so often, it's hard to remember. Normally, I like to brush off my excess powder with a stiff nail brush, but all mine were dirty, so I had to just go with a fluffy nail brush. One of the other things that I really like to look for in glitters is how they apply in one dip. Is the coverage pretty good? Unless you're working with like a clear base that is kind of see-through, unless I'm working with one like that, which this wasn't, I want to see a ton of glitter, a ton of coverage, even on my first dip. And look at this, like the coverage was insane. I actually ended up only doing 1 layer of the glitter on all 3 of my nails. I topped the glitter with a layer of clear, and whenever I do clear over top of glitters, I really like to press it down and make sure that the clear gets into like all the little nooks and crannies. I love saying nooks and crannies. Make sure it really gets in there so that when I activate and buff, none of the integrity of the glitter gets messed up. And I'm really trying not to touch my nails anymore, touch any of the products, whether it's dip or gels. I don't want to touch anything with my skin after about, I guess it was at this point, I think it'd be about a month and a half ago. It was definitely in October that I had a little bit of itchiness from changing my nails so often. And it wasn't even from the gels, it was from the powder being on my skin. I was e-filing off and on nails so much. It was like getting a little bit too much. I was doing it like every other day. So I backed off doing that. I took a break for a month, and now I'm trying to be really careful when I do any of my manis. Like I have this little plastic baggie. I normally try to press down glitters with, actually painter's tape works really well, and it's cheap to buy a big roll, but my kids took it they took it to tie each other up the one day. They literally were using my painter's tape that they found with my nail stuff to like tie each other to chairs. That's a whole nother story. That just goes to show you what the craziness of my house is. Like that's another reason why I love dipping, is because I can just like take a break from all the crazy of life that's going on and enjoy doing my nails. Now, I want to talk about the liquids. These liquids have been pretty great. They were definitely on the thinner side. Are they my favorite? No. But are they liquids that I would use again and I really like using? Absolutely. I noticed that for me, when a base coat is really thin, I really like that because I can keep my nails thinner. But what I tend to do when I'm using a really thin base coat, because I'm just not used to it, the base that I normally use is thinner, but it's not like super thin like these, is I tend to get some running right around the cuticles and end up with a little extra bulk there. It's hard to see in the picture because it's like very, very minimal. So I feel like if I started using these regularly, I would get more used to the thinness of the base coat, and then I would do a better job about not letting it run into my cuticles. Like that's the thing about dip liquids in general, is everybody's going to have preferences. Everybody's going to have certain ones they like and don't like for specific reasons. If you're somebody who's starting out dipping and you're struggling with getting your manis, like they're just way too thick, this will be a great option for you because base coat goes on nice and thinly. Something else that I really liked about these was that the activator dried really, really fast. That to me is so great. I like when the activator dries really fast because I'm a really impatient person, and the activators seem to like hold up really well to the buffing and shaping. Sometimes I've noticed like certain activators, I don't know if they're just like not strong enough, but when you file and shape, like it just goes too far into the mani. But this was one of the activators that I noticed did really well with that. I had to definitely get used to the top coating because I haven't done a top coat that's like this in a while. You activate, wait 2 minutes, wipe off your nails with a lint-free wipe or a clean paper towel, and then do your 2 layers of top coating. You do it in 2 to 3 quick strokes on the first layer. I didn't wipe off my brush when I was dipping back in. I really wanted to see how they'd contaminate, and they didn't contaminate at all for me. Like when I needed another stroke on my thumb, I forgot to wipe it off and they didn't contaminate. So that was really nice. I love when liquids don't contaminate, but then I remembered, okay, let me try to go through and wipe them off. You want to look for the kind of crackling, on your nail, it looks like your nails almost like crinkling, not crackling, crinkling on your nails. And that's how you know you go in for the second layer of top coat. And it happened like as soon as I finished my 5th nail, I went in back to the thumbnail and it was already ready to do the second layer of top coat, which was awesome. After doing this mani and seeing how much that I like the powders, I like the liquids, and how nice my nails are still holding up after about a week of wearing them, I reached out to one of the owners, Rachel, to see if she could give me a code. And you can use Nicole10 for 10% off your order from December 12th through December 24th of this year. So it's like a little, 12 days of Christmas present. Everything's going to be linked down in the description box so you guys can have access to all the products that I use. I always try to make sure I do that. If I ever forget, just tell me. I can be super forgetful. Drop a comment below and let me know some other small businesses that you guys would like to see me try. I love supporting small businesses. And if you're still struggling with dip powder application and you want to try gel polish instead of dip powder, check out this next video where I go over how do you dip with gels. Thanks so much for joining me today, Nail Crew.